My next guest is making the drop to flyweight against Amir Albazi coming up here at UFC Fight Night on July 17th. It's Ode Osbourne back here on the program. A very hydrated Ode Osbourne. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, hydrated. That's how I'm doing. I just left the gym. You know, it's hot. Got to get that hydration. I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing very well. It's great to talk to you. We were talking off air that this is, in fact, a flyweight fight. I had to double check because I know you fought at featherweight, you fought at bantamweight. What brought you to that decision to make the drop now, coming off a win?
Well, so today I weighed 140 today. I walk around at like 142, you know, so it's not I'm not really doing anything crazy to manage my diet right now, and I'm 140. So going to flyweight is going to be no problem. But 35, that division has gotten so stacked, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to take me so long to get down to that, you know, everything goes well, you know, that title, because I'm trying to run for a title.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger. Flyweight is it can happen faster, you know what I'm saying? I want to be on top for a longer duration of time than spending my time getting to the top. So that was the decision I made, you know what I mean? Because I had to relook everything and think about what it is where I wanted to be in a certain amount of time frame. And with COVID and everything, it really put things into perspective for me too. You know, I went a whole year without fighting, like a whole year, and I was like, man, it's gonna take me like a good 5 years to get down. You know what I mean? To get ranked, then to get, you know, into the top 5, then you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be forever. So at flyweight, this rate, man, like 2 or 3 fights, boom, title shot. I mean, I don't know. That's just what, you know. If everything goes,
you're right though, 100%. It's a way more wide open division right now, and yeah. Especially, and nothing against Davis de Figueiredo, but Brandon Moreno winning, I think, really brought more excitement to the division. Now he's a champion that, you know, you could see the excitement with Dana White putting the belt on him for a variety of reasons, but it's really rejuvenated the division as well. Just seeing that the title's changed hands, because, you know, forever it was Demetrius Johnson holding the title and no one else. So I'm sure that played a role in it as well, right?
Yeah, and Brandon Moreno's you know, man, how could you not love that guy?
I know.
Real.
Such a good story.
How could you not love that guy, man? He deserved it. It's well deserved, you know what I'm saying? I wanted him to win. But yeah, man, it's you know, I'm hoping to bring some excitement to that division as well, because my style, you know,
big time.
I'm a finisher. That's what I do. If you see my fights, you know, I've had 9 wins, 8 of them by finishes. Maybe 7 of them by finish. I don't remember, but I'm hoping that to bring that, you know, that finishing mentality to the flyweight, man. Not hoping, I'm going to.
Yeah, no, and you get a good opponent here in Amir Albazi as well. You know, 14-1 record. I think just the one loss to Shorty Torres, which was a decision, but he's been a wrecking ball since coming to the UFC. First, just your excitement level on getting to fight a guy like this, because like you said, this is the type of opponent that you beat. You'll get, you know, propelled up the rankings pretty quickly.
Yeah, man, that slingshot, you know what I mean? That'll get me right up there. So, you know, the game plan is just simply just to finish him however I can. Not one set way. You know, these finishes, you can't just really plan for finishes. It just however it happens, it happens. But that's my mentality always. You know, sometimes and having that being a finisher is sometimes can be difficult, because sometimes you get a little overzealous, and sometimes you can, you know what I'm saying? You give up more risk to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I would way rather be a fighter that goes in there and finish people in fights, because that's what it's about, man. I'm not going in there. I'd rather go in there and give it my all, man. I would way rather go in there and give it my all, you know, and get caught and get knocked out, getting caught, than to put on a boring ass fight.
Right. No, and it's understandable. I mean, prime example is what we had over the weekend, and I don't think it was a boring fight, by the way, but it just goes to show you how much fans put stock into finishes, into action. People are talking more about Nate Diaz rocking Leon Edwards than Leon Edwards dominating the whole fight on UFC 262.
I know.
So it just goes to show you that action is something that really resonates not only with the promotion, but with the fans as well.
For real, man, for real. And it really took it discredited, you know, Leon Edwards' dominant performance. He dominated him for like 24 minutes and 30 seconds. That last 30 seconds of the fight, Diaz hits him with one punch, and that was like, everyone just went nuts. And that is the reason why I like being a finisher, you know what I mean? Because I would hate to be in that position, man, to put on a dominant performance and then just have somebody else get my glory? Hell no, man, no, You know, so that's why I like to finish people. You don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's talk about Amir Albazi, 14-1 record, like I mentioned there. Style-wise, how do you look at this fight? We know you finish fights, but he also is a guy that's been finishing his opponents as well. So style-wise, how do you look at this?
I don't see a threat from him in many places, if I'm being honest.
Yep.
So style-wise, I feel that I'm a bad matchup for him. You know, there's not, like, if I was fighting, like, Figueiredo, I could say, oh, his jits, you know, watch out for his jits. If I was fighting, I don't even know. Anybody, Demetrius Johnson, I could say, you know, watch out for his, you know, combinations of barrage. But, Albazi hasn't really finished anyone like that with his hands or anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too worried about, you know, I'm not too worried, man. I'm just gonna go out there and do my thing. He's a talented guy. He's ranked 15th for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So, the only way for me now to make a statement and to show everybody that I'm truly the best is because it doesn't matter what I think; it's what I can show. You know what I'm saying? So the only way that I can show that I'm the best is to go out there and finish him.
Now, fighting a guy like him also comes with his fans. I know on social media they've been a little bit aggressive, you know, over there. How is it dealing with that? Because I don't think you've really had to deal with that, you know, in past fighting other guys.
Dude, how do you know? How? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. You know what? Props to, you know, Middle Eastern fighters, man. They got a fan base. Oh, my goodness. Like, oh, my gosh. Khabib. And you know what I'm saying? They got a fan base, man. Their fans is ruthless. They are ruthless. You know what I mean? But hey, like you said, it's all a part of the game. You know what I mean? It doesn't throw me off. It doesn't. You know, I joke a lot. If you look at my Instagram and stuff, I'm always joking I'm always joking around. I don't take anything serious.
Yeah, well, hopefully nothing racist, but, you know, nothing wrong with a little trash talk, but yeah, hopefully nothing that's you know, sort of past that line because, yeah, I think trash talk's part of the game. You know, you have to sort of market yourself, and even the fans, you know, they'll try and throw a fighter off if they like someone, man, right? But, you know,
those fans will say anything, man. They don't even care. You post a picture with your mom, and they're like, "Oh man, your mom is ugly," you know, something like that. They are ruthless, dude.
Yeah,
they're ruthless.
Nothing off limits.
Yeah, but I just, you know, it don't bother me, man. I can take anything and make. I work with kids. There's no man. Them kids are ruthless. I can take anything and make a light of it. You know what I mean? I can make light of whatever the fans say. If they say my mom is ugly, I say thank you, man. I mean, she was born that way.
Yeah.
I make a joke.
Kill them with kindness, right?
So, yeah, that's the way to go.
Have you ever seen the movie Roadhouse?
No, I have not.
You should see. First off, you should see it. It's like one of the best guy movies of all time. But there's a great quote in that movie that says, you know, where he's talking about how to deal with, you know, drunks at a bar. He's basically a bouncer, right? Yeah. And so the whole thing is, he says to the people, he's like, rule number 1, be nice. And what he means by that is kill them with kindness, because you don't want to start getting mad at these people because then they know that they've got to you. If you're nice to them, how are they going to respond, right? It's the same sort of thing.
It is, and that's how I knew Adesanya was going to beat Vettori. Because of that, you know what I'm saying? His composure versus Vittori's composure. You know what I mean? You got Adesanya and then you got Vettori. You know what I'm saying? Adesanya, Vettori. You know, he's so, you know what I mean? He's just like, the whole time, you know, weigh-ins, everything. He's just, you know, during weigh-ins, you can see, you never want to be like that because you're giving your energy away. You don't want anyone to get your energy. You want to keep your energy. You know what I'm saying? Don't give your energy away.
Everything pretty much business as usual for this camp. Anything different? Working with anyone different, or is it the same training partners? Anything new?
Everything's the same, man. Everything's the same. Just like I said, I've been liberated. You know what I mean? So it's amazing. If you've never I challenge anyone to liberate yourself. Meaning, figure out what is holding you back and what's causing you to fail, and get rid of it. And for me, it was people, and I realized how much I cared and gave a shit about what everybody thought and what everyone said. And man, I think the whole George Floyd thing was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, to be honest, man, because it broke me. You know what I mean? And seeing the world how it was, it broke me, and I finally just gave up on people And I was just like, you know what? People are going to be who they are. You know, my job is to love everyone and spread that love. You know what I'm saying? I want to spread that love to everybody. You know, I can't control how people feel or think or what people are going to say. And so when that happened, I just was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done trying to please people.
Yeah, you waste way too much energy on worrying about that. I have to worry about that too because I put content out there. People don't like it sometimes. It's like you just got to know that no matter what, there's going to be people who don't like you. There's no avoiding it. You could be the nicest person in the world. Someone probably doesn't like them, so to speak. Let me ask you this though, because of having that attitude and that all happening, how has that changed you as a fighter? Because not only are you not wasting times on things that you don't have to worry about, but I'm sure when you go in the cage, you're probably more laser focused too because you're not caring what some fan in the crowd says. You're focused more on the fight itself.
Seriously, man, for real, because like it was two different people when I fought on the McGregor card versus now. You know, on the McGregor card, I was just like, oh man, like at everything. You know, I was just so distracted at everything. Like, oh man, you know, because I cared so much, and I was like, oh man, I'm fighting. You know, I'm fighting to get the attention from everybody. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like I fight for my students and the city of Milwaukee and the people that I love, and that's it. And I don't if I lose, I don't care. You know what I mean? And that was carrying that weight, but that's the death of all athletes, all fighters. They carry that weight of the fans. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, if I lose in front of this person, they might not. If I lose in front of that person, like, man, if you got the right people around you, it don't matter if you lose, man. They'll love you no matter what. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta find the right people around you.
Yeah, no, completely agree with that. How's this fight playing out? You said a finish, so how do you see it unfolding on July 17th?
That's a difficult question to answer. I always say that because, like I said, there's levels to this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm such a different person now than I was a year ago. And a year ago, I would have gave you an answer. Last time we interviewed, I think I gave you an answer. And before that, now there's really no answer to that question because I can't. It's unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? If it goes to the ground, there's really, I just know I'm going to finish him. There's really no, I can't tell you how it's going to happen. Okay. You know what I mean? Because there's really, that's just how it goes.
I like the honesty though. Listen, fight. I'd rather you say that than you say, oh, I'm going to submit him and you don't even, take him to the ground. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather have something that's authentic and we're sort of talking about that. That's cool with me. I like the honesty, man. I think more fighters need to be more honest about, because you're right. It's a Mike Tyson quote, right? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. We'll see where the fight goes, right? There could be some different things that you maybe didn't expect in the fight and things can happen, right? So we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah, man. There's always different variables that happen. I didn't know how I was going to finish Jerome Rivera. You know what I mean? I still can tell you how I finished him. It just happens. It's in the moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. In the moment stuff like that. You can't plan for in the moment things sometimes. You just gotta know what you want to do, and you find the openings. And when you see openings, whether it's submissions, striking, whatever the case may be, you take it.
We just sort of talked about the implications there. New division. Probably an easier path. Well, not probably. It is an easier path, I would think, to a title shot there. I imagine you want to get one more in this year. That would be 3 fights for the rest of the year, assuming all goes well on July 17th.
Assuming everything goes well, I would love nothing more than to get another one before I start back school.
Right.
That would be that's the goal. That's the goal.
When does that start back up?
August, like the end of August.
Gotcha. So that's interesting. Because I imagine camp's probably a little bit easier now because you're not having to do the day job, right? Because you get the summers off. Yeah.
Yeah, super easy, man. If I could fight 2 weeks after, if everything goes well and I end up finishing dude, and I fight like the next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that'd be like, dog.
Yeah.
That's ideal. That's like the ideal futuristic sight that I'm looking down the scope if I had to plan for something.
Good stuff. Ode, appreciate the time, man. Always a pleasure. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man. Just thank Ed for hooking it up, and the Iridium guys. The Iridium's amazing. They also manage Brandon Moreno, so thank those guys. All my coaches. Shout out to my students, man. I just love them so much. I'm gonna miss them. So. And then thank you as well for having this interview. I appreciate it.